got the Monte on the lift. So what we're gonna end up doing on this one is from here, I'm gonna draw a line over this way and come straight down. Then we're gonna cut that piece out and shift all of this over by an inch. Because what's happening is we have enough room. The way this wheel well comes down this way, it throws you off and makes you feel like you got enough room back here. But all the gap that you really need is in this front area. So instead of just trying to trim and cut this here so the tire will fit forward, we're gonna go up, over, and down. And then once we get that piece cut out, we'll cut an inch off of this end, and then we'll fill in the gap of that inch or whatever we decide it to be in that area. So I'm gonna start getting it drawn on there. So I got started and I must be struggling this morning because I can't draw a straight line with for nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tape it. I'm just better at taping. So I'll tape my lines so I can get this done much faster instead of trying to lay out lines and stuff. I just ain't got it in me today. So I got everything taped off. And these little blue marks are just reminders of what side of the tape I'm supposed to be cutting on. And then these little dash marks here are my 1 inch mark from after I cut. I may have to readjust it depending on how straight I can keep my cut lines. But from there, we'll cut through all of this, back through this area. We'll pop that off, and some of this area in here we'll have to push back. But the goal is to get all of this lip here to be flush with this area here. Thank you, sir. So, and then by doing that, once we move it forward, we'll clamp it down to see how well this fits and make sure, you know, the rim is able to slide more that way. Because right now we're having an issue of the back of the tire hitting here. So if we pull this up about an inch, hopefully that's it. May have to go up an inch and a half to 2 inches, but whatever we got to do to make sure we're clearing here and the rim would naturally be centered, and then we'll figure out the suspension stuff later. All right, so we got both sides of the fenders cut. We got our gap it's just got a temporary about 1 inch gap right here, and then we got the other side cut out also, and we put about the same 1 inch gap. This is just rough gapping right now. And then once we get this the rims under there and it's sitting in a spot where we like it, either we'll open or close this up, and then I'll remark this vertical line on here and add one there. But we're right on the one that we had already, that blue one, so I may go with a different color marker if I have to move it somewhere. I got a little ahead of myself, so that opened up that wheel well enough, hopefully for the 26's to slide this way more so we can get off of this back edge right there, and then it all should look pretty centered. It shouldn't be able to tell, so we'll see how that works. So we got a little more trimming to do. We're gonna, sorry about that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out, as in this piece here, and then we got some more of the floor that we're gonna cut out and push so we can push this forward. We almost got it sitting in there real good. Red's gonna start on that, and then we should be able to get a good nice tuck out of this in the back. But we gotta do that to this side, and obviously we gotta do it to the other side over here. So, let's see what we got going on. So Red's cutting the floor first. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to them. Red's cutting the floor first, and then he's gonna come and attack that other piece. Yeah, so that's how the gap's looking as of right now. It's fitting pretty good, so we'll see. We'll drop it back down in a second and do another test fit, and then we'll come up with our mark to how wide we want the wheel well opening to be. your time when you're pulling that back.
Okay. So now this?
Yep, that. So your goal is to have it not catch like that. If that's in the way, go ahead and take it out.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead and don't pull on it. Unscrew it. We can always put them back in.
Okay.
Yeah, now get back in there as deep as you can.
In the angle.
Yep, in the angle to try to squeeze back in there as much as possible.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. That's the best way to hold it so it don't jump around on you like that.
Okay.
Now you may have to do a third cut on that back side.
Right there?
Yep, and then come that down so you can get that piece out of there.
All right.
It might be easier to go on the back side. Flip your blade. Yep. Nope, no. Flat. No. That way, yep. And then tuck it in the back.
Oh, okay. Hold up.
And then pull it away. Ooh, boy, it's hotter than fish grease in this motherfucker, boy.
We frying fish up in this motherfucker.
All right, so Red gonna go over there and knock out that other side. And then we'll be dropping it back down to do another test fit and see how it's sitting in there. All right, so we got this a little bit closer. One of the issues is I think the body is just a little off center because we got a nice gap on this side, but on this side, it's not, it's in there, but it's not as much as we need. So I think the body is just off a hair. So we're gonna loosen up all the body mount bolts and get it to try to push it this way. And hopefully we can get about an eighth, a quarter of an inch, because that's about what we have a difference of. Slide it that way, and then we'll see how much lower, because this side is just barely touching here, and then this side here, we got a good gap there, so we want to move that over just a hair, maybe a quarter inch at the very most, and see what that do. But I think it's in the body not being square with the or parallel to the frame. So we'll see how that works and get back with it. But they looking good under there. And we're just closing that gap. This side, yeah, we'll be able to close that in. Then maybe push that rim back this way just a hair. But it's in there. So what Red was doing is that little strip right there. He had to cut this area out right here to trim it up, and then we're gonna keep messing with it to see what we need to do to get this to sit the way we want it to, and then we make sure we got some adjustable control arms, or we'll make sure I'll just make some shit. All right. So I was bullshitting with Red, and I said, "Hey, Red, did you pee on yourself?" This fool gonna turn around and say, "I ain't that old. I have a pamper on in a minute." You ain't gonna be that type of pissy old man.
I'm standing right here pissing while we talking.
Oh, this dude ain't got no sense, man.
Before that mean I'm pissing.
What?
Yeah.
If you start farting, that's you pissing. They gotta come at the same time.
Yeah, you know they relieve me the other.
I ain't made it to that age yet.
Here, stand here, pissed on himself. Hey, I got a pamper on, nigga. Them bitches cost money. I'm gonna use them.
You gonna use them real good?
Yeah, I'm gonna piss in them.
Oh, leaky booty nigga.
Come on, man.
The Red look look shitty. You got the whole marker that blew up in his pants pocket.
Oh man.
See, hey ladies, that's a hard worker right there. He got them good boots.
I got on the bus with this shit. Man, come on, man.
We working, y'all. So we got the front area fixed up and adjusted. I'm not quite liking the back. I want to close this gap up, but the gap that I got in here, I don't want to necessarily. And I got the caffeine shakes. Can't even hold my fingers straight. But the gap that we're gonna have here, I don't want to completely close that up. So let's see. I'll show you on the other side. Oh shit. That's why you gotta keep your shop clean. Fuck around and hurt yourself. So this gap here, that's what I needed to be able to get this to move forward. But I probably only need half of that on the back side to close this up just a smidgen. I don't want to close it the whole way that we had it before. So this is about 1 inch and like 7/8 or something like that. That's what that gap is. So I just break that down in half and then go with that measurement from there. So it'll be probably like 7/8 of it. I think that's 7/8, something like that. That I'll move that over, and then that'll close that up some and close this up here. Look a little bit more factory. It's getting a little wide in the top, and I'm not liking that right there. I want to close that up just a hair, so it not be so obvious from the eye from just walking up on it. So closing this gap up some, and that'll be able to close that. I'm gonna have to have another strip, probably come down in this area, come down here, all the way through here, and then fix that transition in there. So we getting close. All right, y'all, we getting ready to get some few tacks in here. Got everything lined up the way we want. That gap there is almost 2 inches, but we're gonna, most likely what we're talking about is taking this line back down that way and taking this portion and moving it over most likely half that distance, because the gap in between the back of the tire and here, I didn't like the way it was looking. So that gets everything pulled a little bit closer to the front. And then the rims will look like they're more centered in there. So we're gonna put probably like maybe 8 or 9, 10 tacks in here throughout the throughout where those grind lines are to get that lined up. But for the most part, all of this stuff is lining up good. This one down here is slightly off, but as long as I put a little pressure on it right before I weld, it'll sit back in place. But when it's at its relaxed stage, it's a little off. But you know, we'll pull it out like that, just a slight pressure, and then let that go, and then we'll be good. Everywhere else, I might come in through here. Yeah, that gap should be fine. I just have to push this out just a hair to get that to line back, start lining up with that corner. So, but for the most part, we pretty good. And then I'll fill in this gap after I pull this forward. All right, I'm gonna get some tacks in here so I can get the other side done, so we can drop this down and see how it sits in place. All right, we got a few tacks in. That'll hold us in place for a little while till we start figuring out what we're gonna do to this. So we're gonna go on the other side and start getting that moved forward. We'll do all our scribing and adjusting and sanding and stuff, and hopefully we get that side moved forward and tacked in real quick before the end of the day. Then we can drop this whole back down and see how much we want to move that back forward. All right, Red with the funky booty pants on. All right, it's in a day's work. So you got that out, tacked in, and she looking nice. Shit, I might not even have to pull that backside forward. We'll see. So we got that in there. We got to fix that last little piece. Then we'll come on this side. Yeah. Then we here. Yeah, we'll just get that last little piece in, and then we might call that golden. Yeah, man, if this was on like a 9.5 inch rim, boy, we'd be squatting so hard. But but I don't want to do any more to it outside of what we got done, because we still may have some adjustments to do. So I'm gonna keep those tacked in until I get the rear end in place, and I'll just close that gap with some, just get it shaped, but just tack it in lightly on the gap. But she coming along, Still got a lot of work to do up in this front, and we got to get that one over there going. Same stuff on there. But yeah, man, I can't complain. Can't complain at all. All right, good morning. So, I was up all night thinking about this car, trying to figure out what it is I'm gonna do to it. Gotta do something to make it pop a little bit. So today I'm gonna work on trying to give her some hips. So I'm gonna build a frame real quick to see how I can pull this quarter out and maintain the body line without it looking silly. But I need to see that before. I just want that hip to come out just a little bit more where the tire is, but it needs to be able to work all the way back through. So I'm gonna spend most of the day tinkering with this to see if the ideas that I had in my head would actually work, I guess. But I'll show y'all. We'll keep you updated on the progress as we go in. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just grind down around where the edges are, so I can get some my wire tacked down. Then I'm gonna just build this cage, this little frame or whatever, to see, so I can see in 3D how it's gonna look. You know, I ain't got all those rendering tools yet. So, all right, I'll be back after a minute. All right, we slowly getting this pushed out. Real subtle. It ain't gonna be much of a difference. It's hard to even tell what I got going on, but we just keep working our way down this panel and to start seeing how we like that. I'll tape it all off once I get it finished wired up. All right, y'all. Let me make some more progress, and hopefully we can see how that look. Hopefully it's not a major transition, but I know she got some hips on her. All right, so we got a slight frame on here. I'm gonna start this tape process. So I'm talking about, it's a very subtle change in this, but we're gonna see what it do. But if I can get that to come out that far, boy, I'm a bad nigga, boy, I tell you. But we're gonna keep at it. Start getting this taped off. Hopefully we can see a difference in it, and see if this is worth doing it in some actual sheet metal down the road. So hopefully I ain't gotta cut all this out. But this is what this is all about, man. Uh-oh. Me and Red was acting a donkey today. We was acting a jackass today, baby. Ooh, we was acting a donkey today. I swear. We was acting a donkey. Don't even look like these are 6s. These might be 24s. These might be 24s. I tell them. Uh-oh. Wait till this bitch crank up. It's just gonna start some barking, boy. Yeah, we gonna bring that front up some. And we're gonna pull these we're gonna do the same thing that we did in the back. We're gonna take that fender, and make our splice, pull it over down through here, and slide all that forward. Then I'll make some adjustments to the plastic pieces that go on there on the bottom. But we got the back where we want it. Get a little height in the front. Get that camber out of there, and then it'll be in there. So we can start getting the back area, start getting that notched out down there. We just got a lot of fitment stuff to do. And we're gonna pull the front forward so we won't be rubbing here. This side, this area here, we probably won't open it up but a 1/2 inch or something because it don't rub, the fronts aren't bad. So this is honestly, if he wanted to be this low on his 6's, he can be this low and turn, or we'll lift him up a little bit in the front. But shit, yeah, you're looking good. You're looking real good. Looking real good. Can't complain about it at all. All right, y'all. Uh-huh.